14 bites from a rabid dog meant certain death in 1885, a mortality rate of 100%, a death so agonizing that victims begged to be smothered before the convulsions started. This is the story of Joseph Meister, the 9-year-old boy who became the first human being ever injected with an untested rabies vaccine by Louis Pasteur. On July 6, 1885, welcome back to the lab, my curious test subjects. Today we are talking about the most celebrated medical triumph in history and the terrifying gamble that could have destroyed everything. July 4th, 1885. Meissengot, Alsace. A 9-year-old boy named Joseph Meister is walking to school when a rabid dog attacks him. The animal throws him to the ground and bites him 14 times. Hands, legs, thighs. Some wounds so deep Joseph can barely walk. A local doctor cauterizes the wounds with carbolic acid 12 hours later. But everyone knows what this means. Rabies has a 100% fatality rate. The boy is doomed. 2 days later, Joseph's mother brings him to Paris, to the laboratory of Louis Pasteur. Pasteur examines the boy. He counts the bites at 14. He calls in 2 colleagues, Dr. Vulpian and Dr. Granscher, to confirm what he already knows. Their verdict: Joseph Meister is exposed to almost certain death. So what do you do when a dying child shows up at your laboratory door? Here is the problem. Pasteur has spent years developing a rabies vaccine. It works perfectly on dogs. In experimental medicine terms, that means Pasteur had never injected a human being with this vaccine. He has no idea if it will save Joseph or kill him faster. Think of it like being the first person to test a parachute by jumping out of a plane. And Pasteur has 60 hours to decide. Spoiler, there was no ethics committee in 1885. Now here is where it gets truly insane. On July 6, 1885, at 8 in the evening, 60 hours after the attack, Pasteur makes his decision. He injects Joseph Meister with a syringe full of rabies-infected rabbit spinal cord. The vaccine works by using progressively stronger doses. Each injection contains a more virulent strain than the last. In experimental medicine terms, that means every single injection was a coin flip between immunity and death. Pasteur gives Joseph 13 injections over 10 days. Completely ethical, obviously. Each one could trigger the disease instead of preventing it. Injection 1. Joseph survives. Injection 5. No symptoms. Injection 10. The boy is fine. Pasteur did not sleep for 10 days straight. Each injection was like playing Russian roulette with a syringe. And then, nothing happens. Days pass. Weeks pass. Joseph Meister does not develop rabies. He does not convulse. He does not die. He walks out of Pasteur's laboratory completely healthy. Pasteur becomes an international hero overnight. The rabies vaccine is born. Thousands of lives are saved. But let us be clear about what actually happened here. In experimental medicine terms, that means the most celebrated medical breakthrough in history was built on a gamble that could have killed a child. And that is how the most celebrated medical breakthrough in history happened. 1 terrified scientist, 1 dying child, 13 injections of a vaccine that had never been tested on humans, and a 50-50 chance it would kill him faster than the disease. Pasteur saved Joseph Meister's life and launched the entire field of immunology. But he did it by injecting an untested substance into a 9-year-old boy with no idea whether it would work. At science. If you survived this experiment, hit that subscribe button, my curious test subjects. More medical madness coming soon.